Hey Rick, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday it is. 93 degrees in the Girl Belinda.
I know.
Welcome to August.
I know. What will September be like? I have been running my air conditioner for weeks. I never run the air conditioner really unless I need it, but I'm getting older now, so my tolerance for suffrage is very low.
Yeah.
I have suffered long enough,
That's right.
Anyway.
Comfort's a good thing.
I had like such a bizarre weekend dealing with other realtors. I think, you and I talked a little bit before we had our call today to talk about what we were going to talk about, talking to talk. And we were going, we've got our topic going for today, which we'll get to. But I think that anytime there's like, some little changes in the market, we see that some people don't adjust to change very well.
True.
Like very bad behavior by these realtors. I mean, I had a realtor tell a buyer at an open house that even though they had a realtor already, that she'd be happy to write the offer for them. And that's like,
that's
oh
bad.
my gosh, that's like really bad. I had that happen to me before. Not everything is rainbows and unicorns, right? I had this couple in my neighborhood that I worked with for about almost a year, getting their house ready to sell. And it was really kind of a mess. And so we brought like a stager in there and come on, everybody, let's get going. Let's get going. And so we were going to list their house and then find another house in Fullerton and, have a good old time. And they called me one Monday and they had gone into an open house and the realtor said, write the offer with me and I'll get you the house. Like, and they did. I couldn't believe it. Like they didn't have enough sense to have respect for my time and all the time I had spent with them. I mean, I even taken them out and shown them houses. And
I know. I recall that transaction actually.
You know how angry I was really angry.
Oh like, yeah, you're not angry off because you were really angry on that. I was and really rightfully angry. So.
Yeah, because there's one thing that you should never take from me, and that's my time. Like if I'm gonna, I mean, quite frankly, if you're working with me and I'm gonna get paid, let's be honest here. This is not, a free gig. Of course,
it's a business still.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend as much time with you as I need to. La-di-da-di-da-di. But you're dragging me around for a year. I could be at a birthday party with my kids and their friends on a Saturday night, specifically that one I remember. But instead I'm out showing you houses and you fall for this other agent thing. So, oh man, that was kind of traumatizing.
Well, one thing I've learned over the years, and the same thing happens to me too, is that the people are desperate sometimes.
Right.
And people who are desperate do what? Desperate things.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, it wasn't like there were there wasn't anything. I wasn't out of town. I wasn't.
No, you were here.
Well, they couldn't get a hold of me. But yeah, I think that people, and that's kind of what I ran into this weekend, is that people, some people, not all people, they can get sort of, maybe they're too trusting in people they've just met. And they think that they're telling them the truth. And what you have to remember is that realtors are salespeople. If they don't sell you a house, they don't get paid, so they're not getting a regular paycheck. So if there's a way to coerce you into writing an offer with them, they're going to tell you whatever, even though in our code of ethics, like we're supposed to be loyal to like all of the public. We're supposed to be honest and act in good faith and never tell a lie. And we're also supposed to respect each other as realtors. And so this realtor from this weekend, it was Sunday, and my client called me and said, this realtor said that if we went with her, it would be such and such a price. Like, let's just talk about the dirty underbelly of what we're talking about today, right? This house wasn't even on the market. Like it wasn't on the MLS. She just had the open house signs out. And I would really question if the seller knew what in the hell was going on here, right? Like, if you're a seller, wouldn't you? I've done one deal off the market this year, and the seller gave the price, the buy me now price, and they were
Sure.
totally satisfied with it, and it was a transaction that worked out for everybody. But generally, you don't know what your house is worth until it's on the MLS, and everybody can
Correct.
come and see it,
Yeah, fair
and you
market.
have an opportunity to show it and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So in this example with this realtor, you have to ask yourself, when you run into these realtors, are they doing what's best for them, or are they doing what's best for their client?
Mhm.
And in this realtor's case, to not have the house on the market and to offer a different price for if there wasn't another realtor, I mean, my mind is blown, because I really doubt
Yeah,
that the seller blessed that, because on our,
probably not.
yeah,
I
I mean,
doubt
on
it.
our listing sheets, our listing
Mhm.
contract, we've got a commission set already with the seller. The seller's
Yeah.
already agreed to pay a commission. And then we have them sign this other information about why it's important to have the house on the market. But it's like, but that's all. And then I had another one where I wrote an offer, and the agent is like all chatty Cathy on Monday, like ready to talk it out, talk it through. The house has been on the market for 8 days, 8 whole days. Okay. And it's Monday, so it's been on the market.
It's growing cobwebs now. Yeah, right.
And I said, is the
Yeah,
house available? Do you have any offers? And you have to be able to talk realtor and see, what is he really saying? Well, we
right.
had an offer at this price, and then we had an offer at this price. So what you're telling me is you have no offers right now in play. It's like, no, we don't have any offers. So I write an offer, and all of a sudden now I can't get a hold of the guy, because it's just a full price offer. It's not an
Mhm.
offer over, because there's no other offers on the table.
Yeah, right, right.
I'm not going to just go in there and say, here's 10 extra grand, like, it's been 2 weekends. What do you got?
Mhm.
I mean, I have a great offer. So it's like, what do you got for me here? So let's talk about it. And I
Yeah.
can't get a hold of this agent, right? I call him, I text him. I'm not annoying, but I would like to be acknowledged that I've written an offer and you have it in your email, right? So the realtor won't pick up the phone and text me back. Sellers got your offer. They have offers over $1 million. I know they don't have offers over $1 million, buddy. We just talked a couple hours ago. But you have to be able to see, the seller was probably expecting to have all these offers, 10, 20, 30, 40,
Sure.
50,000 of the asking price,
Uh-huh.
but they already started off high in the first place. So people have to understand that this is all relative, the asking price to the amount of people that see your house, to
Right.
the amount of offers that you get, and to the amount of offers that are the tier of the high offers. It all goes hand in hand. So you can't price it super high and then expect, to get 47 offers. I mean, it doesn't work this way,
Well, I think you and I can both agree that I see a lot. So you work with a lot of realtors as well on listing side, certainly, is that most realtors don't treat this as a business. They treat it as like a part-time opportunity. Right. And that's how they act in their business. That's why they're not available, because they're off doing something else. They have another job, or they're off doing something, their hobbies, and real estate's just kind of like a sideline. And it's not a high priority, right? And so that's the challenge sometimes. And I feel sorry for sometimes the consumers, because back to your point about someone walking to an open house, they don't know.
Right.
They don't know that person hasn't sold a house in 6 months. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know. Right. And so that's why it's so critical, so darn critical for consumers to be aligned with a really good full-time real estate pro, right? Like you do every day, right? And when they do that, that's when they get the result that they're looking to get. And when they wind us with some guy that, his last job was, driving for Uber and working at swap meet on weekends, now he wants to do real estate, guess what? That's what you're going to get. Some guy who's desperate at an open house that doesn't know what he's doing.
Right. Yeah.
And then nobody wins.
Right. I know, it's ugly. We mentor new realtors in our office, and
Mhm.
I tell them right off the bat, you know, you're not gonna make any money for years, so don't even try it.
Right.
Like, I mean, but don't. I hope you haven't been watching infomercials, okay, about real
Oh, yeah,
estate.
right.
It doesn't
Yeah,
happen, you
sure.
know.
Late
It's
night
a
stuff.
business. It takes a very long time to
Yeah.
grow and to
Mhm.
nurture and the whole thing. So anyway, thank you for listening to my rant, but that has something to do with what we're going to talk about today. What we're talking about today is the three legs of the real estate stool, and
Okay.
that we believe that we have entered into a zone where interest rates meet prices,
Mhm.
meet demand, and that
Mhm.
we're going to see some normal real estate activity from,
Finally.
yeah, finally, because people don't
Mhm.
realize that, you know, people don't normally look at how much they're paying for a house necessarily. They look at the monthly payment.
Mhm.
So with the interest
True.
rates the way that they are, it's like $3,000 a month with under the right circumstances, you know, they can buy themselves a $600,000 house.
Yeah.
So, you know, most of the incomes are higher than that around here. So
Right.
people
True. Very true.
people bid, you know,
Well, mhm. Now,
what they
affordability
can
is still
pay.
pretty high. That's
Yeah,
still pretty
yeah,
high in the affordability scale for sure.
right. So that's what we think is happening. Because what did you say that you read in the real estate news?
Well, and there's the Core Logic. There's a bunch of companies that do surveys in the housing market, but Core Logic came out and released a report today. Core Logic, by the way, is a very credible source.
Hmm.
Year over year, this is nationwide, has 17.9% appreciation of home
Wow,
values.
wow. I
That's
believe it.
really, really healthy,
I
right?
see it. That's too much. But
That is, so let's see, but what happens though is that people get this like a false sense of security. They think the houses go up, 15%, 20% every year. That, by the way, is not a healthy market.
right.
It is not sustainable, right?
Hmm.
So, but also in the same report, they came out and said they think that going forward, the housing market looks like it's closer to a 5% a year appreciation, which, as you and I can both attest, that's a healthy market,
Yes,
right? That's a very,
exactly.
very healthy market. So, we talked about this before, I know, but nothing ever moves in a straight line. And these kind of pullbacks, in terms of this rapid equity appreciation, that kind of pullback is healthy for the market because it
Right,
has to, at some point, take a breather,
right,
right?
exactly. I mean,
It has to take a breather,
you can't keep up with this forever,
right?
you know. So
So
I
it's
don't.
healthy for the market.
So, you know, I don't think that we're going to see any depreciation. I
No.
just feel like I have so many buyers that have been on the sideline because it's like ridiculous. You know, there was like this house in Brea and it was in a good neighborhood, but it was
Yeah.
like a regular house. There was no upgrades. It was
No
like
upgrades. Yep.
you walked in and it was 1950s. It was super sweet, but I'm telling you, I don't even
It was
know if it had
original.
central air. And it was like over $900,000, and it was, you know, 1,350 square feet. It's like, you know what? These are good, you know, people. They make good money, but this is ridiculous. So I think that it'll be great for some of our poor buyers that have been just kind of hanging out, waiting to get some Tums and some Pepsi AC and try to figure
Yeah.
out what they're gonna do, you know?
Well, I think the good news in all this, I think we're not saying 30 offers, we're saying 8 to 10 to 12 for the most
Yeah,
part, right? So that
yeah.
seems more manageable. I mean, I'd rather have 3 or 4, but
Well, I think
10
it
or
has to do
12 is a
with
lot more manageable compared to 30 or 40,
the
right?
price range too. Like
Right. Sure.
if you're in the 600, if you're in the 500 price range, you're in Apple Valley. I don't know, but if you were
Yeah, right.
in the 6 to 700 price range, you know, you're going to have 15 to 20 offers. If you're 700 to 800, you're going to have, you know, 10 to 15 offers. If you're
Hmm.
8 to 9, you're going to have 5 to 10 offers. So you see where I'm
Hmm.
going with this, because it's
Yeah,
all
right.
about affordability.
Price.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
For sure.
So those are the three legs. It's the interest rates,
Hmm.
it's the affordability, what the monthly
Hmm.
payment is, and it's the price of the house. And that's, you know, how the real estate, you know, like you said, it doesn't go in a straight line. It's just always changing.
Correct. And that's healthy for the market. So I think we're kind of in this period right now. We're getting a bit of a pullback, which is healthy. And it gives buyers a chance to look at more properties perhaps and make good offers that can have a higher chance of getting accepted, and not go into this crazy space where you have houses are $150,000 over asking, 10-20% over asking price. I mean, come on, man, that's just not reasonable, right?
Well, let's let's stick a feather in that for a second. Now, I have to tell you, the wild card in there, besides the price range that you're dealing with, if you have a house that is an anomaly, it's completely remodeled,
Right.
people don't have to do anything, you're going to have a lot of competition, and it is going to sell over, because
For
the
sure.
cost and the time of remodeling, people don't want to mess with it. So if they can
Yeah.
just plug it into their purchase and not have to come with cash out of pocket, then they're
Be
going
done
to
with it.
pay a lot more for a house that is turnkey, remodeled, and fabulous. And I don't blame them, because it is a royal pain in the butt to
Yes.
remodel, as
We
you
know that.
right?
Yes.
Oh
Yep,
my
sure.
gosh. All right, Rick. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for listening to me vent. Those are my real estate stories. Some days we will write a book on
We're working on that. We're gonna write a book on all kinds of cool stuff.
on rude realtors. And by the way, I called the realtor who had the house that wasn't on the market and was trying to do all this, slimy stuff to get my client. And I said, oh, I called and I was nice, and this and that, and tell me about this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Because remember, it's not on the MLS. So, but I said, by the way, did you tell my client that it was like one price if you went with them and one price if you didn't? And she was like, yes, I did. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, I'm like, so we had a little conversation, but this lady was so snotty and not even, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. My mind was blown. I was like, but I looked at her record and she hasn't sold anything in a year. So
back to my point earlier, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Desperate.
buyer beware. My goodness. All right, Rick.
For sure.
Thank you so much. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Thank
your
you,
time.
Megan.
All right, we'll see you
Awesome.
next
You
week.
too. See you later. Okay. Bye-bye.